What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 268 of the LuredUp podcast, where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. LuredUp is part of the Pokemon Professor Network. Today is Wednesday, May 24th, 2023. I'm Ken Pescatore. That's Adam Tuttle.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Adam. How you feeling?
Great.
Pollened up? Yo, Landor Alpha in the chat right away. How are you, Joe? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm a little stuffy.
You're a little pollinated?
So I apologize for my voice.
You pollinated-gize? You're pollinated.
I apologize.
So we are recording this episode as we normally do, live on Twitch. So you can check out our live streams at twitch.tv/Pokemon Professor Network. You can catch our VODs up on YouTube at youtube.com/Pokemon Professor Network. And on our audio shows. So if you want to catch that VOD, if you're listening to the audio, check it out. But Adam, it's been a week. It's been an interesting week. We've had a lot happen in the game. We've had a lot happen.
Yeah, it's been 7 days.
Online. It has been 7 days. It has been 7 days.
I'm glad you were counting. Yep.
Oh, we got, Indico Muck is in the chat. I remember seeing him on Twitter. He's like, it's 3:30 a.m. my time when you guys go live. I don't know if I'll make it. He's in the chat. What's up? 3:30 a.m.
3:30 a.m.
3:30 a.m.
Let's
in the
go.
UK, making
Let's
it happen.
go.
That's awesome. We appreciate you so much. So, we got a lot to talk about this week. We're going to recap the last week of gameplay, including Fennekin Community Day, Master Balls, and Skorupi Spotlight Hour, which is yesterday. We had Regigigas Raid Hour today. Shadow Raids are here as part of the Shadows Rising event, or Shadows Rising event? Yeah. And there's plenty to unpack here as we prepare for Shadow Mewtwo, which will be here this weekend. We asked the community for their feedback regarding the Shadow Raid loop and how this is going to be kind of incorporated into their gameplay, if they think this is sustainable, if they think this is something that will be recurring or constant. We have no idea yet. We'll have to play that by ear. With the topic of Twitter, while we're talking about Twitter, there's been some, we all know that Twitter could be a vile and dark place. This past week,
fantastic, happy-go-lucky place.
It could be, but it could also be a vile, disgusting cesspool, and unfortunately, that's what it's been this past week for a couple different people. There was attacks on me. There's been attacks on Michael Staranka from Niantic. It's been really ugly, so we'll talk about that and maybe figure out where's the line? Where can there be compromise? I don't know. There's a lot going on, so we'll dig into that, and then we'll wrap things up with a raid guide and battle party whoop whoop for Shadow Mewtwo. That'll be here this weekend, which I know should be good. There should be a lot of people out.
It should be good.
It should be good. We still don't know what's really going on with purified gems. Do they work? Are they broken? We don't know. There's been no instruction manual, so we'll have to dig in real time and get some feedback from our New Zealand friends once Mewtwo comes around, and we could actually test these things against something with actual constitution, because these 1-stars.
Wait, you didn't want to? I shouldn't waste them all on Bayleaf?
Look, there's been a lot of people I've seen having struggles with these Tier 3 Shadow Raids, so we'll talk about that. I definitely want to address it because, we've talked plenty on this show about how this game doesn't really have much difficulty to it, and it seems people are having a little difficulty with Shadow Raids, so I kind of dig that. I think it's a good opportunity for veteran players to, carry some of the newer players. It gives something for the newer players to strive for. I'm down with the difficulty. We'll get there when we get there.
Down with the difficulty. Bow, bow.
Yeah. All right, Adam, let's talk about Fennekin Community Day. Did you play? Were you working?
I played.
Did you play?
I played.
Did you play outside?
I did.
That's amazing. Where'd you play?
Six Flags, New England.
Oh my God! Another family day with gameplay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, how was the actual location? Was it popping off with POIs and stuff, or?
There was a lot of POIs, but it wasn't as jam-packed as I thought it would be. But there were a lot of connectivity issues in the area. I don't know what was going on, but my phone just did not want to turn on half the time. Yeah, the game just wouldn't load half the time. So I played for the first solid like hour, just straight up catching as much as I could.
Right.
And then after that, it was kind of, if I was lucky, to reconnect.
If you're lucky, you can catch a shiny. Oh, so you couldn't get into the game at all.
I could. It just took what felt like 20 minutes every time. So I was losing very
valuable community day time.
Yeah. But it didn't
no.
feel like I lost anything, though. You know, I was like frustrated because I couldn't get back into the game. But at the end of the day, I caught a shiny. I completed the research. I'm okay.
Are you a roller coaster person?
No.
You had to think about that for a second.
You know who is a roller coaster person?
Probably your son.
Ashton.
I can't do roller coasters because I gotta bang.
And he's 9.
So I'm probably
he's
is
like,
he even tall enough to like go?
He is.
Oh
it
my
feels like
God.
they lowered certain things where it's just like, I feel like last year he couldn't go on anything, and then this year they're like, yeah, no, he's good.
Wow.
And it's like he didn't grow that much. We took him to the doctors recently.
Do they have like the crazy stuff? Because here at Six Flags in Jersey, they've got like King Dakar and the Batman, all this crazy madness. Where
I think we're talking about the same place.
You were not in New Jersey.
There's one in New Jersey?
Yeah, Six Flags, dude. Great adventure.
I was in Hartford, Connecticut.
Well, they're everywhere.
Okay, well, anyways, we did the Houdini ride, and that was kind of like a mind trick, which was cool. And then immediately after that, we were like, Ashton's like, let's go on the flashback, which the roller coaster pulls you up, and then it lets you go, and you do 2 loops, and then you kind of go forward, and then as you're going up, it stops you, and it like drops you backwards, and you do the same thing backwards. And let me tell you, my whole body, like, I am a relatively small human, and my whole body was completely compressed. Like, I could not move. My elbows still have like little bruises on them.
They build these things for very small people. When I was last at Disney, it was when the Seven Dwarves minecart ride had opened up, and it's like, I'm not small by any sense of the word. I got some girth. But I was like shoehorned into that thing. I was like, my knees were effed when I was done with all that. But no, all right. So how was your actual gameplay though? Like you felt satisfied with the gameplay? Was there anyone else playing?
I felt satisfied.
Did you do raids? Were the gyms turning over? Like
the gyms were turning over. It would look like 1 or 2 other people were constantly taking them over.
Stuff lured up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, you had some players there then. That's good.
Yeah, but it didn't look like every time that I like looked up, it did not look like there were people even looking at their phones.
Go plus in it. Everyone was go plus in it. But Fennekin Community Day was this past Sunday, May 21st. We had Braxian that learned Delphox that learned the charge attack Blast Burn, which is the super popular fire attack for Community Day, but it also got Mystical Fire in its move pool. I remember they did this a couple years ago, and then it seemed like they moved away from it, but it's back here now. So now you have 2 moves in the elite pool, which is or the elite move for Blast Burn and the regular move for Mystical Fire, which is pretty neat.
Hopefully the battlers were satisfied with multiple moves.
Yeah, no, totally. It's definitely good for them. I mean, when you're raiding and stuff, you're going to want Blast Burn. If you're, the Mystical Fire, you can get a little bit more flexible here because it decreases the opponent's attack. I know that you like status moves in PvP, so it gives a little bit of flexibility there, which is really cool. Community Day research for Buck, Fur, and Flames was pretty quick. Event bonuses, this is where things were good. Triple Stardust for catching Pokemon, double Candy for catching Pokemon, extra, 2 times chance at Candy XL, 3-hour lures, 3-hour incense, the usual, snapshot surprise, 50% less on Stardust, additional special trade. Bonus raid battles with Braxian being in those 4 stars to continue the Community Day experience. And there was field research. We had stickers, all the good stuff as per usual. So I did play. I ended up going out to Philly. I hooked up with Pokemon Master Holly and played at Fairmont Park, which was the same place that Safari Zone was last year.
I noticed. I watched the video.
Which was pretty cool. The park has definitely grown with Pokestops since Safari Zone. It was filled with halos. So, you couldn't really see that stuff during Safari Zone because we had all the temporary stops that were built up.
Yep.
So now seeing like the raw spawns or the raw stops there was plenty of halos. I was like, all right, cool. The local Wayfarers have been putting in some work, which was pretty neat.
They're like, this is a patch of grass. You should touch it.
Yes. Actually, the name of the museum that we met was the Please Touch Museum, which is in like the center right there of Fairmont Park opposite the...
okay.
I know. It was like I was touching everybody. I was like, touching you. Touching you. No, but it was a lot of fun. Small turnout. I'm hosting an event out of state. You know what I mean? Like this isn't my normal stomping grounds. Of course, Holly has roots in Philadelphia, which was cool. But it was the first time that I actually organized an event out of state. So I wasn't expecting a big turnout. We didn't get a big turnout. However, it was amazing. We had Will Rock and Squid the Beast come from New York City. We just had a bunch of some of Holly's fans come. We had some of the New Yorker fans come. We had Moonlight Marauder, who's become just a staple in the community. I've learned. It was great. We had so much fun. The weather was beautiful. I brought my son. My son was enjoying the day. It was absolutely awesome. Plenty of dust, plenty of catches. Holly had brought prizes to give out. She was giving out like Pokeball plushes and pins and all this stuff. That's
really cool. Didn't you win? Didn't you win one?
I did win something. Yeah, it was, I think, the most Valor catches or most Valor shinies or something like that. I got a really nice Valor keychain, which is now in my son's book bag. I got my son to convert from Mystic to Valor after 6 years or something. It was amazing. So
wow.
I was very, very happy about that. Also, something cool, it was like when we had left Fairmont Park, we're driving home, played a little trick on my son. There was this ramen shop that we go to in Jersey that we love called Ryaki Ramen. It's an amazing ramen place, anime themed. They have huge anime murals, anime playing up on the TVs. It's just a whole anime thing, figures. It's really, really awesome. They just opened another location in Philadelphia. So as we left Fairmont Park, I'm pretending like I'm completely lost. I'm like, oh my God, I missed my turn. I don't know where we are, dude. I'm going to have to pull over and, get this GPS straightened out. So I pull over directly in front of the ramen place. And I'm just like playing it off like, I don't know where we are. I'm like, dude, man, we're so lost. I don't really care about time. You want to just get something to eat? He's like, yeah, I'm starving. I'm like, all right, well, how about we go right here to this ramen place? He was like, what? It was like cool dad points for sure. So we were able to have
cool.
Our favorite ramen at the new location. They've only been open for a couple weeks. They had just opened. So very, very cool. And it was just a great day in all. I haven't been to Philly in a long time. Next time I do Philly, I'll probably do it in the downtown. Probably get a better turnout if we do it in a more urban area. But Fairmont Park was beautiful. Shout out to Holly, Will Rock, Squid the Beast. It was a lot of fun, and looking forward to doing that. I think that in July's Community Day or June's Community Day, I'm going to be doing in Red Bank with my locals, with my community. July Community Day, I think I'm going to reconnect with Holly, and we're going to go to Randall's Island in New York City for Community Day so we can scope out Randall's Island. She can make a nice video scoping it out. Shout out to Mrs. Mime, who also did something similar, showing off Randall's Island. So we'll kind of go get a lay of the land. That'll be a lot of fun. But old-timey gamer dad, can you invite me to a remote raid? Only if it's a 1-star. Sorry. I love sending people 1-star raids. It's the best. And then they join, and I'm like, oh my God, you actually joined.
And then they back out last minute.
It's funny. No, but Fennekin Community Day was really good. You can't go wrong with Triple Dust. It's always a good thing.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
Okay.
You know what you can go wrong with? Not Mega evolving a fire type.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah, well, I was just too focused on everything else around me.
No, I had the Mega 3 Charizard in there, of course. putting in work, plenty of XL candy and all that stuff. All right, let's move on to the Master Ball because I do want to talk about this.
I got mine.
I got mine as well. Shout out to the people online that are catching Bidoof in the Master Ball. Appreciate you.
I think that's just photoshopped until I see the Bidoof and then they like a video of it. They go up and then there's the Master Ball and it's not just a screenshot of, oh, you caught a Bidoof. Like that doesn't.
No,
I'm sure
I saw a
photoshopped
video. I saw plenty of video. Yo, shout out to Birchlet in the chat subscribing. Tier 1. Thank you, dude.
Woo.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Appreciate that so much. But the Master Ball had a little special research. It was pretty cool. You got to see Willow pop up, tell a little story. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a little anticlimactic how I ended up just having it in my inventory. It's just sitting there. A couple bits of feedback here about the Master Ball that I noticed and actually heard from Trainer Club Billy, who brought up a good point. So when you're looking at the tray, your tray of Pokeballs, of Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball, the Master Ball is like right there, and you have a failsafe, like a "Are you sure?" kind of thing, like you're about to use the Master Ball. But he brought up a good point where we might see people using this thing by accident, like fast fingering through menus, like hitting OK and all that stuff. So just some feedback.
Out of habit. Yes,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Like,
yep.
just be careful. Just be careful, especially if you're running out of a certain ball and you're used to that third ball position being a great Ultra or whatever, and it ends up being... Just be careful. I don't want anyone using it by accident. We will be able to get more Master Balls. We don't know when, we don't know how, but you will be able to get more. Just Google it online. You can see there's a really cool animation if you haven't used yours yet. Really cool animation that shows this whole, swooping Master Ball thing. It's all exciting. What do you think you're going to end up using the Master Ball on? Will this be a Galarian bird type thing, or will this be like a Hundo Mewtwo, or a legendary?
Well,
what's your plan?
I have used my daily incense multiple days in a row.
Look at you go.
To see if I got a Galarian bird, to see if I was tempted to use it. And I have not gotten the Galarian bird, so I haven't been tempted to try to use it.
You don't have any birds? Really?
No.
I only have one. I have a
don't have any.
Zapdos. I have one Zapdos. I think I've encountered 10 since GoFest. So it's been very rare for me. It's only been a handful of days I have not used the Daily Adventure Incense. I mean, I used my incense today and then immediately went into a raid. And I'm just like shooting the wind with someone, and then like I come out of the raid and it's like, you caught 6 Pokemon. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot I had my incense on. Happens all the time.
I also did that yesterday. I had did it and then I put it in my pocket for a second and then had a conversation, and then all of a sudden I pull out my phone. It's like, you caught Nose Pass. I was like, oh, that's great. That's great.
Before BA Mage in the chat says, I'm leaving my Master Ball in my research tab until I need it. I have a younger cousin I let play sometimes, and he used all my Ultra Balls. Yo, dude, I know your pain. I had someone pick up my phone, a small child, and feed all my Poffins. I had like 15 Poffins, and feed 15 Poffins to like an Oddish or something like that. Just like, oh, he's so hungry. It's like, yeah, thanks. Appreciate that.
You're like, it was a 0-star. I was going to throw
away.
away.
I shouldn't have. I was account sharing with the toddler. I was like, here, you can play on my phone.
Ken, that's against terms of service.
Let's talk about the terms of service real quick.
I think you've gone on long enough.
We brushed over this last week. No, we brushed over this last week. So there was some updates to the terms of service in regards to like live events, in regards to pretty much saying like if an event promotes a certain something, like a Pokemon or a shiny or something like that, and you don't get that shiny or that Pokemon, you're not getting a refund. Like, these things aren't guaranteed. And also, like, if the event gets canceled or rained out, they're not going to pay for your travel expenses. They'll refund you the ticket of the event, but they're not going to go any further than that. So this was right around the GoFest announcements. So everyone like lost their mind. And what I thought was so funny was it's like, for 7 years, you haven't cared at all about the TOS. And now all of a sudden, you know, Pokeminers puts like, they've changed the TOS, and everyone's like, how dare they? We cared about these things. I just thought it was really funny. I wanted to bring it up because all these years, no one caring about the TOS at all. And then there's been this one like standard boilerplate change to like a live event clause in the TOS. And everyone's like, look at Niantic being shady. It's like just absolutely hilarious. Just wanted to throw that. Just wanted to throw that in there because it's funny and it's silly. But Adam, we do have big news this week. And that, of course,
we have bigger news than the Master Ball?
Bigger news than the Master Ball.
Bigger news than Fennekin?
Bigger news than Fennekin. That's Shadow Raids. And
that sounds pretty shadowy.
It sounds a little shady. Shady raids, shadowy raids. But anyway, let's talk about it. Shadow Raids, a new challenger is here. Yo, I'm sure you watched this video, as most people have. One of the coolest animation videos that we've seen in a long time. It's definitely very TPC looking. This does not look like a Niantic creation. It's a very amazing video. The graphics are absolutely awesome and really awesome music. So if you haven't checked out the video that announced the Shadow Raids, this is what they had that live stream on YouTube where they did the video premiere. Check it out. Turn the volume up. The music absolutely slaps. It's really freaking cool. You see Giovanni and, of course, you know, Mewtwo looking tough as hell, smoking, you know, in front of the moon. Looks absolutely badass. Shadow Raids are here. We've had them for a couple days. Let's talk about it. So, Tier 1s, they're a joke. Anyone could do them. I like that about them. Just like a regular Tier 1, anyone could do it. Now the
Only easier.
Now the Tier 3 is where it gets a little interesting. Because I was able to solo all of the Tier 3 bosses, but again, I've got level 50 counters, I've got shadow counters. Again, I'm the minority when it comes to the level of my commitment to building Pokemon out and all that stuff. Tier 3, though, it seems, is like the perfect balance of difficulty and accessibility. If you have one other person with you, you can do it. Trying to solo this thing, if you don't have level 40 plus counters, you're going to have a challenge. I think that's important. I think that's very important. We're going to talk about Purified Gems in just a second. You know what? We'll talk about the Purified Gems now. Battle of Grunt, you get a shard. Battle of Raid, you get a couple shards. You get 4 shards, you put them in a little box, you get a Purified Gem. You can carry up to 10 gems. Each gem is used while you're raiding a boss in order to remove it from the enraged state that it'll go in. When a shadow raid boss goes into the enraged state, it becomes like hella tanky. Everyone's bashing on it, and you're not moving the needle of the HP. It just becomes really tanky and will continue to attack you like it normally would, knocking you out, using up your resources, and working the timer. Really, that's what it comes down to, is there could be a 30 to 60 second. I don't know how long it stays enraged, but if you're soloing it, you're not really doing much damage during that enraged window.
Right, and that's what happened to me with Bayleaf.
So
I was like 10 or 15 seconds away from like being able to take it out, and I just couldn't do it.
Okay. Now,
keep in mind, the timer was at a minute, so I didn't have time to retry.
Oh, okay. But the Purified Gem thing, a little difficult to understand how they work in typical Niantic fashion. It's like a figure it out on your own type of thing. So this is how it reads in the blog. It says, the power of purification. You can now subdue Shadow Raid bosses using Purified Gems, a new item that can be assembled from Shadow Shards. We talked about that. It says, when using a Purified Gem during a Shadow Raid, the enraged Shadow Raid boss's attack and defense will be lowered temporarily. This can give you the opening you need. You and your fellow trainers can use more than one Purified Gem during a Shadow Raid. If used at the same time, their effects will stack. Okay, let's unpack this for a second. So, what we know is...
if you have 20 trainers, and all 20 use these Purified Gems, you can basically wipe the floor with Mewtwo and 30 seconds?
Well, I don't know about wipe the floor, but you could definitely remove it from its enraged state quickly. So you could defeat it normally as if it didn't get enraged. You're not, from what we understand, and again, we only know this from a couple tier 3s, you're not debuffing them below their normal level. You're just removing them from that enraged state, lowering their attack and defense that they get increased during their enraged state. So it's not really debuffing their normal stats. It's just removing them from the enraged thing. But in the blog, it's a little confusing, and we haven't had enough experience with them yet to really understand how this works. It says, when you use a purified gem during a Shadow Raid, the enraged Shadow boss's attack and defense will be lowered. This can give you the opening you need. What the science teams have figured out at this point, like in a tier 3, is that if you're in there a solo and you use a purified gem, it does absolutely nothing. There's been no different. In fact, it's only after and again, this is just based on our trial and error over a couple days, it takes 8 purified gems being used to remove that tier 3 boss from its enraged state. Now, herein lies the problem. If you're soloing it, you can only use 5 gems per trainer. So if you go in there and use all 5 of your gems, it seems like that's not doing anything. The blog implies if you use a purified gem during a Shadow Raid, it'll be lowered temporarily, the attack and defense. So either the blog is misleading or purified gems aren't working as intended. Either one of those could be true. Maybe they're both true. I don't know. They could both be true.
Yikes,
but
we don't want that to be the case.
No. But it says, and again, if enough purified gems are used, the enraged Shadow boss will be subdued, return to its non-enraged state, which might give you the edge. So again, you're not making it any weaker than it was before it was enraged. You're just removing the enraged thing. And it's really going to be up to Mewtwo raids for us to like kind of figure out how this actually rolls out once we have more people in the lobbies. Will it be better that as soon as it becomes enraged, everyone uses a gem? Is it better to stagger the gems? I'm sure we'll have more information on this next week. I
would just use them all at the beginning.
Well, you mean as soon as it becomes enraged? Because like when you're fighting the boss, you don't even see the icon on the bottom left of your phone for the purified gem until it goes into the enraged state. Once it goes into the enraged state, that's when you see the purified gem.
Is this just like I haven't seen any videos? So is this just like you push it and it just like throws it into it? Like,
correct.
Okay.
It's just like a consumable.
Because that takes time away from me tapping.
It's one tap. It's one tap. You could probably get the tap in. I'm doing the motion in the video. Get the tap in like without interrupting your normal attack pattern.
Okay. All right.
But we don't exactly know how this works yet, which is okay. But all of this is happening because we are in the Rising Shadows event, and we'll talk about that now. And, of course, they show the beautiful image of Mewtwo in Times Square. This is literally the AR pose of Mewtwo when you don't have AR Plus on. It's just the standard Mewtwo, like really? You couldn't make Mewtwo look cooler here? But Rising Shadow Raid, whatever. Rising Shadows is here. May 22nd to May 28th. So by the time you hear this, it'll still be a couple days through the weekend to take advantage of this. Mewtwo is in 5-star. Mewtwo is only here on the weekends. We have 1 and 3 stars now. I saw a lot of tweets out saying like, hey, I see Shadow Raids, but where's Mewtwo? Not realizing Mewtwo doesn't come till the weekend. Shadow Raids in 1 stars. Poliwag, Machop, Bellsprout, Beldum. Beldum has been the hunt for most people. They want that Shadow Metagross for raiding. They want Shadow Metagross for PvP. Pretty good lineup. Tier 3, Bayleaf, Quilava, Croconaw, Sneasel. The Sneasel has been pretty popular, what I've seen, but definitely Bayleaf has been giving people some troubles.
Yes.
So here's something cool. Retweet 150,000 retweets to take on Shadow Mewtwo. Everyone that retweets will win some purified gems, up to 4, and some event themed stickers. Last I checked, it was at like 130 something 1,000 retweets. I don't know how they're going to calculate it. Quote tweets versus just regular retweets. You're supposed to use the hashtag Shadow Raid. I don't know how that'll all work, but it looks like this will be a thing. And it's Twitter numbers. They can't fudge, like, how many Pokemon were caught. This is, blame Elon Musk. Did he step down? Regular raids are here too. Clefairy, Tentacool, Marill, Skrelp, Poplio, 3-star, Magneton, Lapras, Mawile, and Empoleon. And in 5-star, we had Tapu Fini last week, and today, Regigigas in raid hour. So, were you able to do any Regigigas yet?
No. I've been invited to 2 Tapu Fini, and I've joined both. And one was at Hartford, Connecticut, when I was in the building, and the service was god-awful. And I couldn't connect, so that was great. And then the other one was there were 3 people in the raid. And
you didn't
somebody
beat it?
backed out. And somebody backed out.
Oh.
It still said there was 3, but I watched somebody back out.
That's terrible.
And I was like, are you serious right now? So I'm just...
Did you trip them as they walked away?
I'm very upset. No, I got invited to the raid.
Oh, even worse. So you spent $1.95 to get screwed.
I did.
Wow.
I did, and it feels really bad. So you know who you are, because I only got 2 invites. Fisher
J in the chat said, I soloed a Quilava today and had to use all 5 gems to beat it with 7 seconds left. Level 50 Pokemon, Mega Swampert, and sweating bullets the whole time. It was a fun and difficult challenge. See, that's what I'm saying. Challenge can be good. I like that. I definitely like that. Also, we had Mega Pinsir last week. Mega Altaria is the current Mega. I know you did some Pinsir, but did you Mega Evolve one yet? Jeez, Adam.
No,
Jeez, Louise, Adam. What's up with that?
I don't think I've actually done an Altaria raid.
Really?
And I had one at my work today, but I didn't do it. So
I did some Regigigas today. Hold on. Where am I? I just had it pulled up and I just derped it. Reggies. I think, I did 7 Reggies today. Why is my phone all big on the screen? Did 7.
You get any shinies?
I did not get any shinies, unfortunately. There was one person in our party. Party of 3. 3-person raid hour today. Not a problem. We were able to pick up, like, all of us inviting a bunch of people. Each lobby had 4, sometimes 5 people in it, which leads me to my next point, Adam, and that's what I want to put this open invitation out, and I put this up on Twitter. I'll put a link in the description. I want to hear from communities of less than 10 trainers. I want to hear from communities of 3 to 5 trainers. I want to spotlight their community. I want to learn about their community. I want to learn how they play this game, how they succeed in this game, the challenges they have, the victories they have, because you don't need a lot of people to do things. We're expecting you're going to need 5 to 6 people with some purified gems to do Shadow Mewtwo. Shadow Mewtwo is probably going to be the toughest challenge this game has seen in terms of raids. So, if you only need 5 friends to do Shadow Mewtwo, it proves that you don't need a huge community. And I only want to start showcasing this because when I post a picture of, like, a community meetup that I've done with, like, 30 people behind me, people are like, how dare you post this? You're not thinking of the disabled trainers. You're not thinking of, rural trainers. Like, how dare you just assume
How dare you, Ken?
And I'm like, first of all, stop pissing in my Cheerios. Second of all, you can do this with less people. So I want to hear from those people.
But can you, though? We don't know that.
You can. I did Regigigas with 3 people today.
I'm talking the Shadow Mewtwo.
We don't know shit about Shadow Mewtwo yet. It's not here yet. We'll have to wait.
Okay.
We'll have to wait and see. But you should be able to do it with 6. Pokebattler estimated that 3 people could do it if all of them have gems. Who knows how these gems are working? Who knows if that mechanic will change? But if you have a small community, if you have 3 people, get in touch with us. Shoot us a DM. Let us know. I have a Google Doc I'm going to be putting together. I'm going to be sending it out to everyone this weekend. That kind of just asks some questions about what are your best practices? What are your challenges? How do you do it? Do you use Campfire? Do you use Discord, Telegram, Facebook? What?
Do you use Morse code?
Smoke signals. I use smoke signals. There's a lot of people out there that are so angry and upset about this game that they refuse to be like, I'm rural, I don't have a huge community. And it's like, dude, you don't need a huge community. It's like, I'm sorry. Like, what do you do when you want to go play basketball, man? You're going to get mad at the inventor of basketball?
I play NBA All World, okay?
Do you? Okay.
When I want to play basketball.
That's one of my favorite toilet games, dude. That's like one of my favorite toilet games. I almost exclusively play it on the toilet. It's really good. I've been playing Peridot on the toilet a lot too.
Yeah, especially when you need to get a picture of a car.
Yeah, yeah.
You
hold a Matchbox car in front of it. No, but I think the Rising Shadows event, with the release of Shadow Raids, with the release of the Master Ball, with shiny Shadow Mewtwo coming, it's a very good perfect storm to get people outside, to get people raiding together. Which leads me, what time? How much time we got? Where are we? You know what?
Not much. We don't got much.
No, we don't. We should take a break. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to talk about the community feedback I asked for regarding the Shadow Raids. I want to talk about Twitter. We'll do a Mewtwo raid guide and battle party. But there's been a lot of interesting stuff on Twitter. Go figure this week. A lot of hypocrisy. A lot of lies. A lot of hate. We're going to talk about it because there's a lot going on. Definitely a lot going on. And but we did get some really, really good high-quality feedback on our tweet. And also some weird flexing going on that we'll talk about. A lot of people flexing that they're not playing, which I think is the weirdest flex ever. They're like everyone's posting like pictures of like, their Master Ball or like pictures of, their raid bosses that they do, and someone will put up and be like, here's my empty storage of no raid bosses. And it's like, look how cool I am. I didn't raid. It's so funny. So funny.
Hey, at least they're speaking with their wallet.
Sort of.
I'm just saying.
Sort of. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. Who knows? But they definitely ain't raiding.
Who knows?
All right. Audio listeners, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about Twitter. We'll talk about Shadow Mewtwo. Video listeners will be here. Video viewers will be here. All right, we'll be back right after this. Hi, video people.
Hey.
Yo, that trainer tip video was amazing when he went to that country. I love that video. That was so cool. I'm telling you, Campfire is the key. It's just people don't have it. They just don't have it. That's the problem. Like Campfire will be a crucial tool with further integration into Pokemon Go, with better understanding of how it works, and a full rollout. Sylph goes bye-bye on August 1st. The community map that Sylph has developed over years will go away on August 1st. Campfire has to pick up the slack. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. We'll have to see.
I don't know.
All right, Adam, I'm ready to keep this shit moving, y'all.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. You're hydrated?
Oh.
I just want to make sure I didn't see you drink. This is vodka in here. It's not. It's
yeah. Mine's H2O. Yeah.
Let's see if this is a shiny real quick. It's not. All right. You know what? Let me fix this this thing real quick.
Yeah, let me fix this thing real quick too. Over here. La da 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 da.
Look, you guys get to see some behind the scenes shit of me trying to make this thing fit.
Yeah, if you could just make that fit while I make these fit into these sleeves, that'd be great.
If I could just scooch in here real quick.
If I could just sit, if it fits, it sits, you know? If it fits, it sits.
There we go. There we go.
There we go. There we are. There we go.
I'll take it. Dead Battery Squad.
I'm on that.
JLXXO, what's up, everyone? What's going on? Thanks for coming. We're just at the end of our little audio break here, so we're about to get right back into the back half of the show.
The back half? This is your favorite.
It's the ass of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And we're back from our break. I went quick, Adam. I didn't even give you a chance.
I know,
to catch
he's
up.
back.
I didn't even give you a chance. Didn't even give you a chance.
Give me the chance.
I didn't. I apologize for that so much. But this podcast is powered by Patreon, and you can check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support this show and every show on our network for as little as $1 a month. That $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And every month you can take part in our prize TCG Live and Pigo tournaments. We have our Arcana Cup going on right now. Yo, I didn't get swept. You want to know why? Because I had a buy round. That's the only reason I didn't get swept. I'll take it, though. I will take it. But join the Patreon. It's a lot of fun. Monday night Zoom calls. Good community. Good people. Love it. Shout out to our gym leader patrons, Absolutely Ryan, Austin Zard, Bean and Cheese, DJ Wonderbread, GK, Hulda Counselor, Sue, Jamal, Mythical Hitch, and Big Za Minus. Special thanks to our executive producer, Paul Bhatt, as well as the other executive producers on the network, Tish Smith, Kate the Cons, and Stinky Ash. So make sure you check out PokemonProfessor.com for everything that's going on with the network, LuredUp.com for everything that's going on with the show. All right. Adam, let's talk about some feedback from the community. I'm going to pull up our Twitter here. And I said, the Shadow Raid gameplay loop. Let's hear your hot take on Rising Shadows event and the new Purified Gem mechanic. Have you done, and these are the questions I posed, have you done more in-person raids than usual? Have you battled more rocket grunts than usual? How is your community preparing for Shadow Mewtwo? Are you using Campfire or Discord? How difficult do you think Shadow Mewtwo will be to defeat? And is this a sustainable and repeatable mechanic? Very important. We talk about these things being added to the game. Postcards became part of everyone's loop. Different types of raids, part of everyone's loop. Daily Adventure Incense added to the loop. Will this be a consistent thing? So, before we give our feedback on it, let's hear what the community had to say. And I'm just going to literally scroll through this. I don't know where any of this is going. I haven't vetted this stuff. We'll just go as we go. It says, Charlie Campbell, I quit the game last week, so none of the above. Weird flex, bro. Here you go. Arceus' dad says, ballsy to assume everyone has a community. I wrote, would you say Master Ballsy? People hate me. Benji said, kind of shit when it's not possible for me to do a 3-star raid alone, and there are almost no 1-stars spawning close enough for me to walk in time. I said, how close is your nearest gym? Do you happen to have access to Campfire? I live in the heart of the largest city in the state. The nearest gym is 3 blocks away from where I live, and I use Campfire all the time. I play mostly on my commute home, which is 3 miles biked, and would love to do 3-star raids since I can't invite any friends. I can't complete it. I asked if there was a Campfire server. I'm trying to really give people reasons and empower them to know how they can build this stuff up. And he says, yes, there's an active group here. If people could remote, it's no problem. It's more logistically makes sense. I'm on my way home from work and come across a raid. I want to do it. If I message the Discord and people would remote and help, now there's no help. So, what it seems...
He's not wrong.
No, I agree.
Not wrong.
And this is pretty universal. It's not that people don't want to raid. They just literally don't want to raid in person. They just don't want to raid in person. That's a problem.
Don't make me go outside. Come on.
I'm going to make you go outside.
What is this game?
JJ says, in preparation for Shadow Mewtwo, I'm trying to learn how to use the Purified Gem in Shadow Raids, but there's no options. Did anyone actually use the gem? I appreciate your help. Thank you. And then I wrote what we knew. Yes, once the Shadow Raid boss becomes enraged, it gets a purple glow. It will become super tanky, and you will see the option to use the gem. Using the gems will help subdue the raid boss and get it out of its enraged state. That's all we know. We'll have to test this in more time. Daniel Verhey said, I did 80 rocket battles on a day, but 10 gems is the cap. It's way too low, only 2 hours of playing. And he posts a screenshot of some absolute insane numbers, 81 rocket grunts in one day, which is absolutely amazing. So, 10 gems is the cap. I hit the cap right away. I've been capped for 2 days. When you get the cap, you will no longer receive additional shards. My motivation took a shit to do
crash.
It did to do additional grunts. I didn't want to do them. I was like, why should I do them? I can't get shards. Not thinking that before shards came out, I was hyped to do grunts because they can be shiny. This game messes with your mind. It messes with your emotions. Highs, lows.
So is it good for your mental?
It could be. It's good for my mental. Maybe not Twitter, but it's good for a lot of people's mental. It's bad for a lot of people's mental too, but that's another conversation. All right, let's see what else we got here. Kitty Pokemon's a lot. Shouts Kitty. Says, definitely done more raids than usual. We're organizing a couple of car groups to go raid. Where we live is very spread out for gyms, etc., so it has to be in cars. I'm writing a raid guide for PokemonGoHub.net. Make sure everyone is prepped. I see what you did there, Kitty. Way to plug your shit. Check out Pokemon Go Hub. Look for Kitty's article. Woodwoe says, my community feels like it's an ignition trying to start on a flat battery. It took years to establish things here in the old days, so I don't think there's a single switch Niantic can pull here to magic things back. If Shadow Mewtwo is too strong, I'm not sure we'll have the numbers. A lot of concern here. A lot of concern about that. Let me see if I could find some interesting stuff here. Mr. Anderson7777 says, not doing more raids so I can save passes for Mewtwo. Tier 1 and Tier 3s are good, but no incentive, except Sneasel. Been doing more grunts with increased presence. Community all excited about weekend, but only on Facebook and Discord. Campfire not ready to be the main place to coordinate yet. We're all waiting for it. Quack Power says, some Beldums. He's done a lot more grunts. Local community is not at its finest right now. Who on earth uses Campfire? Seems that with the blue orb, meaning the gems, it just becomes a normal raid, so it should not be that difficult. What are you doing to prepare, that kind of thing? It got a lot of people talking. I was wholeheartedly expecting a lot of shit posts on this. And to my pleasant surprise, there was actual people sharing good feedback. Even feedback like this. This guy, Oire, or whatever his name is, he just wrote, no, I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't care. So, fine. That's good feedback. It's good feedback. You want to know why? Because you didn't tell me to kill myself. I'll take it. Moonblade says, no, not really. What community? No, I don't even dare go near it. No. So, again, good feedback. Thank you. You answered my questions. I appreciate it. 6 pass to the con. No. Sebastian Lund. Nope. It's okay. I like this. I like people sharing this kind of feedback because it's honest. We had a lot of responses to this tweet. It was really great. Bugcatcher D Hawk says, this update doesn't move the needle for me. I'm camping this weekend, so no Mewtwo. I've done one Beldum raid before work. Our Discord is mostly dead and don't find Campfire all that useful. I say we had 2 people show up for the raid, the only time I used it. Because I've been using Campfire since GoFest, and because I've had some serious success with it in my local area, I know how awesome Campfire can be. So it's a total bummer that it's not available yet. What's the point of promoting Campfire if you send someone a link and then the App Store is like, sit and spin? You know what I mean? It's like it's a little bit of a bummer that it's not fully rolled out. It better be rolled out by August 1st. We're going to have issues. I hope so. So, Adam, what's your take so far on Shadow Raids? And I'll pose these questions to you. Do you enjoy them? Do they feel more exciting than regular raids? Have you been doing any more than normal? Have you been doing more grunts? And ultimately, do you think that this is a sustainable mechanic? Do you think after Shadow Rising is done, the Shadow Raids go away? Or is this something that will always be on the radar in smaller numbers to help promote in person? Because if you look on the nearby now, when you have Shadow Raids, it partitions them and says in person only. So what do you think?
So I've done 2 in-person raids, and both were Shadow level 1s.
Okay.
I have battled a lot more grunts than recent.
Okay.
I feel like this is something that utilizing the gems and stuff like that, like if you told me that this stays around and Mewtwo's only on the weekends,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's sustainable, because then it happens every single week and then it just loses all flair.
Well, I don't think Mewtwo's going to stick around, but like
No,
Shadow Raids in general, like even tier 1, tier 3.
Yeah, but if this goes away, like, oh, thanks trainers, like, you save some stuff. Don't worry though, like, I'm sure we're not rid of Team Rocket. Go. And then like they come back like once a month, but they give you that whole week where there's a different raid boss on the weekend, but you have that lead up to it.
Okay.
I
To
feel
get
like
your
that's
gems.
okay.
You
to
build
get
up
the gems.
Oh.
Yep. And so if people really want, they can fight for the gems and like hold on to them if they're not able to do that boss.
Interesting. Yeah. So I like this. I like that because now you've kind of created a different loop. And this loop applies to the in-person raiders. So your normal raids are still there. Yeah, fucking raid passes are expensive. Yeah, you could only do 5 a day. But if you wanted to remote, you still can. If you wanted to do an in-person raid, you still can.
Like the first week of every month or the last week of every month or something like that.
Well, I like the idea of doing, when they do come back, do it in that week chunk. So you have a week of tier 1 and tier 3s that you could build up your purified gems.
Yep. And then the weekend will be that Pokemon.
To purge them. I like it. I like that a lot. I think that that's a cool loop. It'll be interesting to see where that goes. But I do think that that's very viable.
Because if this just stays, it will just feel weird.
Yeah, no, I don't think it could stay. I just don't want to see it completely drop off at the end of this event. You know what I mean? Like if someone was on vacation this week, they come back to play the game next week and they missed it. I want this to stay in the game.
But like the shards and the gems should stay in the game permanently.
Yeah, but what's the if you don't have pure a shadow Pokemon to raid, what's the point of them? There's no point. So
okay,
because like then what are you going to do? You're going to be sitting on shards and gems for 4 months until Shadow Raids come back, if that's what the loop is going to take. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to have to see. We'll have to see. But I would like to see tier 1 and tier 3 Shadow Raids stick around at very low numbers. Just give people the option to do in-person raids. And then, maybe, like you said, maybe once a month. Or what if they throw a Shadow Raid boss in a raid hour? You know what I mean? So that way it's like the week leading up to that raid hour, the Shadow Raids start appearing more frequently, tier 1 and tier 3. And then for a Wednesday raid hour,
that would be spicy.
They put a legendary shadow in there or something like that. I don't know. I want this to be sustainable. I just don't know how it can be sustainable and repeatable just yet. Because obviously they're throwing Mewtwo at us, so it's like I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it works out. But let us know. Let us know what your feedback is on the Shadow Raids and all that. All right, before we do our battle party for Shadow Mewtwo, I do want to talk about some shit on Twitter. And, of course, Twitter's a cesspool. Of course, Twitter is terrible. I love Twitter. It's the best. But it can be very ugly and very dark and very terrible. So I'm going to share my personal experience from this past week, and then I'm going to talk about Michael Staranka from Niantic's experience. So here's my experience. All of my tweets from last week, even if they were just like retweeting a Niantic thing or something like that, there would be this one dude who would go in and just straight shit talk. I mean, like, more so than usual, more so than the normal person that's calling me a shill. Like, this person just really taking, like, personal shots at me, bringing up stuff that either they know me personally and they're not coming clean of who they are, but just being real bad. Talking about my high school, talking about my job, calling me fat, just digging, just taking digs. And it really bummed me out because this person refused to have meaningful conversation. And I gave the benefit of the doubt and was like, yo, I appreciate all this engagement. I really do. Twitter analytics, going great. Follower count, going great. Thanks for all that. But why don't you call me? You want to take the conversation offline? We could do that too. And then he spun that. Like, oh, you're too much of a bitch to talk in public. That's why you want me to talk privately? It was a complete, just shitty situation.
Well, do a Twitter space. You should have done a Twitter space just with him.
Next Sunday, I'm going to do a Twitter space. But then 2 days later, I get a pop-up, a bunch of people messaging me that 2 fake LuredUp accounts have been created on Twitter. One that's called, like, LuredUp Cheater, one that's called Ken is a Cheater or something like that, saying that I cheat, that I spoof. I mod a whole shitload of Discords because I am friends with community leaders. They let me mod the Discord, not because I'm actively in there booting people, but because they give me access. If I'm doing an event, they allow me to create channels and do what I need to do for my PvP events or whatever. So he finds some Discord that I'm in New Jersey that has scanner maps in it. And he's like, oh shit, look at Ken, he's a liar. He's a mod of a Discord that has a scanner in it. You know, he's saying that he's all anti-scanner, yet he mods it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a mod in that Discord. You know why? Because I put my fucking PvP events in there. That's why I create a channel.
Yeah, but Ken, you still have ease of access to look at that one channel.
I know.
Just saying.
But this is where things get a little crazy. You know what doxing is? Do you know what doxing is? Like when someone tries to dox you?
I've heard the term.
All right, so
but explain.
When someone doxes you or tries to dox you, what they do is they out your personal information. Things like your address, your employer's name, your financial information, just personal information that has no business being out there. This person tries to dox me. And this is what happens. They doxed the complete wrong fucking person. So there's a laundry list of doxed information of this person, which I'm pretty confident is the same person I was arguing with on Twitter because their grammar, their style of writing, everything's the same. They put financial information, the person's car, their job, their mother's house, their address, their employers, all this stuff, thinking like, haha, I got you, Ken. Doxed your ass. It's not me. It's a Kentucky address. So some poor guy just got doxed on this bullshit dude's Twitter. I had a lot of people report the guy. Twitter come back saying like, hey, there's been nothing wrong. It's a fucking racket. It's terrible. If you see fake accounts out there for LuredUp, just shoot me a message. Let me know. I don't need you to do anything if you don't want to. Just let me know. They doxed Lane from Good Morning Jodo? What? Oh, he's making a joke because he's from Kentucky. I thought I thought I was gonna have to put on my shoes real quick and run out to somebody. Oh no, but yeah, someone from Kentucky. So that's what I had to deal with all week. I never block people on Twitter. Even the most aggressive shit talkers, I keep because I enjoy it. I enjoy the engagement. And I literally blocked them. I had to because they were polluting my threads so much that it was just getting in the way of everything. And like, you know, if they're coming in and doxing people, like, bro, sit the fuck down. So that leads me to my next thing, and I'm going to pull it up on screen for our video here. Michael Staranka says, I decided to block an account for the first time today. I usually pride myself on never blocking anyone, even though some people say some pretty hurtful things about me. I genuinely think it's important to read contradicting viewpoints and not get trapped into an echo chamber. My thoughts exactly. And I'm only going to pull this up for science. I'm not like just trying to put this, this shitty situation on blast. But he shares this. The dude, Nick Heron Paris, says, have you seen Michael Staranka's cow mill tank of a wife? I'd be salty too if I had to come home to that each day. Don't take it out on us, Michael. Hashtag hear us Niantic. Maybe if Michael Staranka's newborn developed cerebral palsy, he would change his tune about remote raids. Hashtag hear us Niantic. Your wife is a hippo. Hear us Niantic. Fucking picture of Michael Staranka with his newborn in the hospital.
That is the lowest you could possibly go. Like, you deserve whatever the worst thing to happen to you karma-wise, like, hit.
Look at this one. Picture of Michael Staranka holding a new baby and a Mew plushie. He wrote, what an ugly baby. So this dude's just clearly taking shots. Everyone reported it. The dude deleted his account, whatever. So he put some good feedback in here. I recommend everyone checks it out because, again, this is the humanity. A lot of the people, and again, associated with Heroes Niantic, clearly this isn't Hermes Ninja, who's like championing the movement the right way with actual feedback. Obviously, this is not that, but it sucks that it's associated with it because it pulls the credibility and the validity of it all down. So everyone's saying, I'm sorry. And now here's where this is one of the things I want to talk about. I even wrote here, sorry you're dealing with this. It's gross behavior, blah, blah, blah. You've got a lot of people here that are jumping in to tell Michael Staranka that this is terrible, this is bad. Hey, there's Hermes Ninja right there. The sad thing is, a lot of the people that are jumping up saying, like, not a lot, some of the people that are saying, like, hey, this is bad, are people that have been polluting all of Niantic's posts with Heroes Niantic bullshit. Like, they post about Peridot and they'll go in there and be like, revert remote raids, blah, blah, blah. Just all the bullshit. They're all here. Everyone's saying, oh, it's so bad. Jay Kim, sorry you had to face that, man. It's never okay. And here's the reality of it. I love that everyone came here to support Michael because this was a terrible thing. Yeah, and this dude, Nicholas Her, also a racist. Like, it's been fucked up. But it takes something like this, something so god-awful, terrible, for people to be like, all right, this is too far. All the other shit posting is okay. This is too far. This is a sensitive subject. But you got to understand that all of the constant beratement of negativity and just shit posting, it leads to this. It harbors this. And then only when this shit happens do people come out and be like, whoa, you crossed the line. This is out of left field. Don't associate this with Heroes Niantic. We have to be accountable for the overall picture here. Yeah, Hermes Ninja. Someone in the chat just wrote, she's the sweetest, most delightful person. I agree, 100%. Yep. I did a community day in her car. I love her. She's wonderful. Look at her Twitter. Fantastic feedback. And it's hypercritical. And she leans into Niantic. And I'm okay with it. Because she does it in a way that's not stabbing and pouring salt in wounds. But it bothers the hell out of me when people who are like beating the drum of like what I call inappropriate. Obviously, my inappropriate scale is off because shit that I say is inappropriate on Twitter, people are like, that's not inappropriate. Only things like this are clearly inappropriate. And that's a problem. That's a problem, because we shouldn't have to get to this for people to be like, whoa, you need to cool it. No. JRE Seawolf needs to cool it, posting on every fucking Niantic post, talking shit. Like, dude, who's this helping? And they wonder why, when they do a Niantic recap on Twitter, why they don't include anything about Pokemon Go. You want to know why? Because they know better. Because you've shown them that they can't post about Pokemon Go without people going in there and being fools. It's time for people to start being accountable. It's very frustrating to watch. I'm seeing people take shots at me. Now they're taking these kind of shots at Niantic employees like they've always done. I've been given death threats. Niantic has been given death threat. Like, it's fucked up. But you have to understand that 10 little cuts will still make someone bleed out. You know what I mean? You don't just have to, like, cut their arm off. If you're constantly slicing, it's just making it, it's going to be just as bad. Jesus YouTube on in the chat says, I think people want to be heard, and then when super horrible people do this, of course they want to apologize. Hermes Ninja's fight is ruined when people like this do this. I agree, because it devalues the truth and the real good nature behind what Heroes Niantic is supposed to stand for, with wanting change. The first week we talked about Heroes Niantic and I'm fucking screaming like Alex Jones, I was pissed. But I was still happy that people were coming together. I don't have to agree with them to be excited about it. I want people to come together, even if they're talking about something I don't agree with. At least they're unified. PV Poke. Matthew has put up some very critical feedback, but he does it right. Hermes Ninja does it right. But when people are just like making up conspiracy theories, just digging, like, it's getting so fucking old. I'm so done with it. I'm so tired of it. Like, it's not helping. Like, you say you want this game to do well, but you're constantly shitting on Niantic. Like, how does that make sense? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. So, moral of the story.
Big babies.
Yeah, big babies. Moral of the story is, just don't be a dick. Talked about this for a long time.
Does anybody watch or listen to anything Gary V has to say?
Of course, he's a Jersey boy. I love Gary V.
No, I know, but I meant like.
Hold on, I'll answer for
those
them.
People.
Yes, I love Gary V. Yeah, they listen.
He literally is all about lead with kindness. Like,
yeah, and he's a hard ass. And he's a hard ass.
I feel sorry for everybody that does that says that. You are in such a bad mental place to feel like that's the correct thing that you should say. That is not how a normal human being acts.
No. It takes a certain type of someone. Like,
my 9-year-old son is better than that.
Yeah. I blame the parents.
He would make a better decision than you would. Like, that's terrible.
I blame the parents. Havoc Bandit. Hermes Ninja's fight is also ruined with emotional people targeting Niantic with death threats, death by 1,000 cuts, just like I was talking about. Maybe take a break and ask yourself what made you that way, because it ain't the game. Temper tantrums are for babies, not grown-ass adults.
Ooh, just what I said.
I agree, even though I did throw a little bit of a temper tantrum on that first Heroes Niantic episode. I'll hold myself accountable. I was very Alex Jones on that episode. I blew out Adam's eardrums. Oh! S. Pollock, hey, subscribe with Prime. Oh, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. You can use that to subscribe to us, just like...
Yeah, sorry. I used that on Good Morning Johto.
Well, I appreciate that. That's a good thing. I appreciate that. Landor Alpha says, I blame the pandemic. Look, there's a lot of reasons. But lead with kindness. Don't be a dick. But be hypercritical.
Can I also say, I did go to regionals in Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah.
And it was really weird.
Why?
You know, we do a podcast about Pokemon Go, and I just was not in that area because I was doing the TCG.
Did that feel weird?
It felt very weird. Like, I would walk over there, and I was like, I don't belong.
You have imposter syndrome?
Yeah, I was like, I slowly just stepped back. I was like, all right.
No, it's just a matter of
They'd be like, what team you bringing? I'm like, Arbok, Print Plup,
Don't get mad at me.
Bruxish.
Don't get mad at me.
They're like, I just use lightning types and I win.
Yeah, it's. I was excited that you went to Hartford. I really was, but not to get too far off the topic. Just do me a favor, everyone out there. I want you to be hypercritical of the game. I want you to be hypercritical about anything you're passionate about. I love passionate people, and with that comes emotion. That's what we love. We want that, but you don't have to cross the line. Obviously, this extreme with people impersonating me and trying to dox me and, calling Michael Soranka's baby ugly. Like, clearly this is crazy. But there's so much other craziness. Yo, Fisher J, subscribe to Tier 1. Thank you. You don't have to take it to that point. You don't have to take it to that level to get your point across. In fact, you devalue and dismiss your own credibility when you do that. Just be passionate, be articulate, be critical. Just don't be a dick. Not that hard. All right, as we wrap up here, let's get into the last part of the episode. That's going to be a battle party and raid guide for Shadow Mewtwo. Adam, it's time to sing.
You missed it. You went for it, and I was ready to be
I saw the
battle
arm.
party. Ooh, ooh, battle party. Ooh, ooh.
All right.
And you just did not.
I saw it. I saw it. It's fine. We're looking over at Poké Battler, Shadow Mewtwo counters here. And this is going to be exciting. Oh, you know what? Let me pull it up real quick. I'm up on our Twitter. I'll pull this up real quick.
Yeah, I'm bringing some.
I am organizing a raid train in Red Bank, New Jersey for Shadow Mewtwo. We are going to be meeting at Marine Park Saturday, 10 a.m. If anyone's around, I know I have a lot of people from South Jersey coming up. Hoping
is that when the raids start?
The raids start at 10 a.m. I'm bringing breakfast. I'm working with a local vendor, local business, getting bagels for everybody. I'm bringing drinks. I'm bringing food. I'm setting up a little spread, trying to bring the community back together. Want to invite people from out of town so they can see how Red Bank does it. Come early, have some breakfast, hang out with us. I got codes to give out with free raid passes. You come do some free raids. I got raid passes to give out while supplies last. Thank you, Niantic. Anyway, let's talk about Mewtwo. We're going to keep all our filters on. And again, it even says it here. Warning, Shadow Raids are not fully supported by the simulator. So if you're using Poké Battler Sim, we don't know how anything's going to work yet. Top counter, Mega Gengar, followed by Mega Banette and Mega Houndoom. We talked previously how some of the raids recently had Megas not in the top 3. Here we have Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, Gengar up top, Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, Mega Banette, and then going into the dark moves, Snarl, Foul Play, Mega Houndoom. Just bring Gengar. Bring Gengar. Have everyone in your party bring a Gengar. Stagger it around. Spot 1, spot 2, spot 3, spot 4. Keep the
momentum going.
Yeah, keep that momentum going. So we see our Megas. We're going to remove those from the mix here. Hydreigon, Giratina Origin Form, Shadow Mewtwo itself with Psycho Cut Shadow Ball is in there. Shadow Tyranitar. Yo, Goldingo is up here with Hex Shadow Ball.
The Goldingo?
Goldingo. Chandelure's in there. Shadow Weavile, Darkrai, Shadow Houndoom. Both Hoopas are on the list. Lunala is on the list. Again, I like using Pokemon that I don't often use. I need an excuse to use them. Obviously, if I'm going with a short party, like a few people, I will, use the strong stuff. But if I have some flexibility to use some fun stuff, I will. So Lunala is on the list. Yveltal, regular Giratina. So we have quite the mix. My phone is going to die, yo. I got no battery left. Dead battery.
Listen,
crowd.
I'm right there with you.
Dead battery
Mine's
crowd.
at 4%.
Where you at? Oh, my shit's at 1%. Oh my God. Hold on. I got to pull it up on screen. I got 1%. So I'm bringing Shadow Mewtwo, Mega Gengar, Shadow Mewtwo, Giratina Origin Form. I'll bring the Lunala. I have a shiny Chandelure, and Rump Shaker is my current Blissey. Oh, the phone died just like that, and it's over. I got it in, though. But, yeah, leading with Mega Gengar is definitely the way to go for me. Adam, what do you have? What do you bring in? And what's your plan? What's your plan for Mewtwo? Are you working Saturday and Sunday, or?
I'm working Sunday, but I do not work Saturday. I'm in the works of talking with some folks to do something on Saturday morning.
Like how many? Can you get 5?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, Adam's doing Shadow Mewtwo. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to put in the effort.
All right.
So I probably will stagger my Mega Gengar to the second spot.
Okay.
But Chandelure.
Nice.
Weavile.
Nice.
Houndoom.
Nice.
Tyranitar. And Yanmega.
Are these all hundos?
Yep.
Yo, Adam is the king of hundo raid parties, man. That's the way to go.
Why would I do anything different?
Well, I'm excited for you to use your hundo Shadow Machamp on Regigigas. Got to use that.
Yeah.
That shit will wreck shop. That'll wreck shop. All right, so you got a good spread. I mean, like, I've never really used Chandelure in raids. I've never really used Lunala in raids. That's kind of why I want to throw them in there. I gotta.
And shiny Chandelure looks really nice.
It does.
So
I really need to step up my powered up shadow counters, because like I've got all the shadows, I just haven't invested. I'm up to 17 million Stardust or something crazy like that. I need to just fucking spend it. I just need to spend it. I did my Shadow Machamp up to level 40 last week. I just need to keep doing that because I need these shadow counters. I just need to do this. It's annoying that I don't have them. And I'm sitting on all this dust. I might as well spend it. But let us know what you're going to be using against Shadow Mewtwo. Let us know how it goes. Let us know how you're coordinating. I would love it if you tagged us in your photos. Let's see your crew. I'll retweet them for you. I think that would be really cool. Just trying to promote and really push in-person play. I think it's on the come up. It will take effort. It will take coordination. It will take leaders. Be that change, Adam. Be that change you want to be.
Trying.
Be that change. I think it's important. But, Adam, that's going to wrap up today's show. Thank you to everyone that's in the chat. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff if you're on Twitch. Bless you, Adam. Science, I mean. Also, check out PokemonProfessor.com for everything about the show, LuredUp.com for everything on the network. You can leave us a voicemail or a text, 732-835-8639. You can email us, LuredUp@PokemonProfessor.com. Science, Adam.
Sorry.
Science. Oh, Indicom UK. Go to bed, dude. It's like 4:30 a.m. Go to bed, dude. Go to bed. Thank you, everyone that's in the chat. Thank you for everyone that's downloaded. I do want to say we've had a lot. Damn, Adam. We've had a lot of new listeners this week over the past couple weeks. So thank you to the new listeners. We really appreciate you. Check out the video. We're really trying to build up our Twitch, build up our YouTube. So check that out. I'm just gonna not talk when Adam sneezes, so his sneezes can be the highlight of the podcast. How many more you got in there, dude? Adam is allergic to Shadow Mewtwo raids.
I'm very allergic to Shadow Mewtwo.
Oh, got all these kind words. Fisher J in the chat. Thank you, fellas. Always a good time. Appreciate all your hard work and effort. Thank you, everybody in the chat. We really appreciate it. It really means a lot. But Adam,
thanks for coming out.
Yeah, is that it?
That's it.
Keep training, trainers. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
Bye.